I didn't race Lewis in go-karts because he's just 1 or 2 years older, and then, yeah, he was always that step ahead. So, but I remember in 1999 he finished third for the European Championships, Junior Championships in go-karts. And there was a guy telling me that he will be in Formula One.
You are the world champion!
Unbelievable! Thank you, I love you. So this is for you and to my family. Thank you for all supporting me and believing in me.
2011 world champion!
Thank you so much.
World champion! Oh my god! Triple world champion!
Yeah! 3 times world champion. It's the greatest moment of my life.
4-time world champion!
We did it!
I finished second.
Did you? Because the guy who won was an Austrian,
yeah, he was.
at the time.
He was.
Then we raced each other in Formula 3. I think that's really the first time that we really got to know each other.
I met and was really aware of Sebastian.
Sebastian, standing here in Australia on the eve of another Formula One season, do you still have the same excitement? Does it still feel really special to you?
Yeah, new generation of cars. Difficult to know how the race is going to unfold, how the racing will be. So yeah, plenty to look forward to. A lot of challenges. So need to keep our eye on every single step and then go from there.
A new year, a new opportunity. How excited are you at the start of a Formula One season?
The car, it's the unknown, whether we're behind or ahead, coming here, whether we're level, whether Red Bull going to be up there with us, whether it's 2 teams or 3 teams fighting for the championship, but also that I'm feeling the best that I've ever felt. So how does that reflect on track? And I hope it's in a positive light, you know.
You've been working hard, it looks like the team have been too. How different though are these cars to drive than to the ones that you've driven previously?
It's not a massive difference. I mean, the difference is that you are going through corners faster, so you're running more speed in through. It's more physical in that sense because you're putting more G-force through the corners, more compression through the body, physical levels had to go up.
This year I think they got a lot faster, which is obviously good news for us. We can push more, push harder, push longer. How it impacts on the racing, we will see, but yeah, so far it's all good news.
I'm so hungry for that 4th World Championship, and I think that's where the energy is, and I sense that from my fans, and I sense that from my family and my friends, and I really want to deliver that. I think that desire to have that 4th championship is greater than it's ever been.
Do you have any realistic idea where Ferrari are in comparison to the other teams?
Not really. I think we had a decent winter. A lot of people talk highly of us, which might be good news, but then again it's just winter testing. It's very easy to get the wrong impression, so I think we have to look at ourselves, do our job this weekend and see where it takes us. The first couple of weeks are obviously important, but then again it's a long year.
But here comes Lewis Hamilton aiming for a 6th pole at Albert Park, and he is on pole once more. Vettel towards the line now, front row for Sebastian Vettel.
So Lewis, I just wanted to know if you have seen Sebastian in the Parc Fermé, watching the Mercedes very closely, touching the wings, touching the tires. Have you done so with the Ferrari?
I don't know. Sebastian, I heard you've been touching my car. Is that? You were looking or touching? He's actually touching my car.
No, he doesn't dare.
All right.
Well Welcome along to the 2017 Formula One World Championship. Melbourne looks an absolute picture today. We have 5 lights on ahead of the drivers. It's lights out and away we go. Hamilton gets away very well indeed. Sebastian Vettel has to cover off Valtteri Bottas. Hamilton and Vettel go through unscathed.
Very good lap, Sebastian. Keep pushing like this. You are doing well. You can push.
Lewis needs to get this gap. It is critical. Gap 1.7.
There's nothing left.
Hamilton pits first.
It's the soft tyre for Mercedes, so it's starting to cool off down here. And nice stop for Mercedes, 3.3 seconds.
Lewis, this is race critical. We do need to get past Verstappen. You are still safe to Vettel.
I don't know how you expect me to do that right now.
Verstappen's in the 29s. If he stays in the 29s, no wonder it's race critical. Vettel will be ahead of him in 2 laps.
Sebastian Vettel comes in to stop now. Lewis Hamilton is at the penultimate corner behind Max Verstappen. Sebastian Vettel now ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton behind Verstappen.
How frustrated will Hamilton be now?
Still a long way to go. Keep your head down.
Okay, Lewis. Vettel 28.1, 28.1. Just let us know what you can do. We need to close that gap. Looking for high 27s.
Is fuel okay?
Yeah, fuel is good. Fuel is good.
Sebastian Vettel starts off 2017 by winning the Australian Grand Prix. Ferrari on top, down under.
Forza Ferrari, ragazzi. Grazie a tutti, grazie. Grande lavoro, grande macchina. Con calma. Grazie.
And there was no golden touch for the Silver Arrows today. Lewis Hamilton comes home to claim second place.
How happy are you with this incredible start to the season?
Very happy.
It's lights out and away we go. The Mercedes get away very well indeed, but Hamilton goes into the lead. Now we're looking to Sebastian Vettel and Valtteri Bottas. Vettel gets into the first turn just ahead of the Mercedes.
Sebastian Vettel pits for the soft tyres.
There is a major incident once again involving Antonio Giovinazzi. The safety car will now be deployed. Safety car will peel off into the pits, and now we'll see if those tyres are up to temperature, and we'll see what the drivers can do. But that's Sebastian Vettel going down the inside, and Kimi Raikkonen pulling off a move at turn 6. This time he's going to go round the outside. He went down the inside of Kimi Raikkonen, went round the outside of Daniel Ricciardo. Ricciardo fights back, but has Sebastian Vettel gone just far enough ahead? Yes, he has. Sebastian Vettel pulls off a super move there.
Oh, that's awful for that left front. That's a big problem.
And that's an even bigger problem. Sebastian Vettel goes past Max Verstappen.
So Vettel picking up the pace now.
How's the gap come down from 12 to 8?
Yeah, Lewis, there are 2 laps of undercut. We were just waiting for Kimi to get out of our window. But it's all good now. Vettel is pushing, but you're doing good lap times.
Very good luck, Sebastian. Keep your head down.
I think he can react.
Let's keep it there in my evolution.
What do we need to average to catch him 5 laps to go? Just 0.7 to a lap, 0.7 per lap.
Hamilton takes the checkered flag and wins the Chinese Grand Prix, and it's all square at the top of the Drivers' Championship.
Get in there, Lewis. Absolute masterclass.
Thank you so much for all your efforts, guys. But keep pushing.
As Sebastian Vettel comes home for second place.
P2, Sebastian. P2. Well done. Solid race and nice moves out there.
Grande lavoro. I think in the mixed conditions, felt like we were the quickest. We were the quickest, man.
Bottas crosses the line. He's back on provisional pole. Not by much,
and
but he's ahead of his teammate.
Middle sector.
So you're absolutely right, Martin. Could we see Valtteri Bottas ending Lewis Hamilton's run of 6 consecutive pole positions? Can Hamilton make it back up again? It's all eyes now on the timing screens as he sees the checkered flag, crosses the line. He's not done it. Here comes Kimi Raikkonen. Raikkonen crosses the line only 5th fastest. Sebastian Vettel, can he get onto the front row? No, he can't. 3rd for him. Valtteri Bottas on pole for the first time in his Formula One career. It's lights out and away we go. Bottas does get a good start, as does Sebastian Vettel as well, and Lance Stroll battling away with Jolyon Palmer in the background. Bottas will lead them into turn 1. Has Vettel got ahead of Lewis Hamilton? Yes, he has.
In the pits for Ferrari.
We knew someone was going to go aggressive, and they're going onto the super soft tyre, so Ferrari committing to a definite 2-stop strategy here. Oh no, Max Verstappen's out, and out to the race, Lance Stroll. This is going to bring out a safety car. It's Bottas who's coming in, and Hamilton as well. They're double stacking. Has this safety car saved Mercedes' race this afternoon?
Pretty timely. That's slow way. That's going to hurt Hamilton a bit more.
They were waiting, weren't they, for Ricciardo to come in.
That may well have helped Mercedes a treat in that respect, because Vettel was absolutely flying. Where are they? No, Vettel's in front of them, isn't he?
Hamilton looking to get the jump here on Daniel Ricciardo. He's getting a very nice slipstream indeed. Behind Ricciardo, down the main straight, pulls out now to the right-hand side, goes wheel to wheel with Daniel Ricciardo, and going into turn 1, Vettel leads. Valtteri Bottas just behind him. Lewis Hamilton up into 3rd place, ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, and now tries to take the inside line, can't quite get it into turn 2.
Vettel well out of position in 2 and 3. That's going to give Bottas a great run up the hill. Vettel's gone to the inside, the only place he could go. Will Bottas leave his braking late and go right around the outside? He's going to get squeezed out there.
Just pick up the pace, can't let the Ferrari go away.
Close up to Valtteri, close up to Valtteri. Just beginning the message. Okay, so we have a 5-second penalty, 5-second penalty, driving slow on the pit entry. In the last stop, we're going to serve it at the pit stop. Don't worry, Lewis, just head down, mate. Let's get on with it. Vettel at 34-1. Got the pace to win this, Lewis. Come on, mate. Don't hold Lewis up. He is 2 seconds. Allow quicker pushing for the win. Please let Lewis go.
Yeah,
and there
we go.
Vettel's coming out to backmark the traffic, Lewis. It's still on to play for, mate. Come on.
Has Vettel passed his cars?
He's passed 2. He's got another 3 ahead. So it's Palmer and Ericsson.
Tires are starting to drop.
Hamilton saying his tires are starting to drop. It's looking good.
But Sebastian Vettel, the current 4-time world champion, is going to win that duel in the deserts and take the Bahrain Grand Prix.
P1, Sebastian. P1. What a race! You were the quickest.
Yes, guys. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Buona Pasqua. Grazie mille. La macchina è stato un piacere oggi. Grazie.
Hamilton comes home for 2nd place.
Can I just ask you how tense it was in those final laps? I mean, the strategy was perfect from the team. Everyone pulled together and got you that win today. But in those final few laps, were you worried at all?
Not really worried, but I think we needed to, keep attention to what's going on. Obviously, Lewis was very, very quick, closing in with fresher tyres, but I think we were able to save tyres before that and had enough to respond. So with traffic, with the lap cars, there was a bunch of 3 cars. I think it's also a Mclaren and a Sauber, which cost some time, but then he had to go through as well. So yeah, you never know who clears traffic faster. I think in the end it's always, more or less the same for everyone. But as I said, I think we just needed to stay sharp, make sure we don't relax too much, because obviously we had a bit of cushion and controlled the race a little bit in the end.
The 5 seconds you got for the stop for holding Daniel up in the pit lane, when you were closing in on Seb at the end, were you within that 5 seconds, do you think? Could you have got within it?
Where I got to was as close as I could get to. So I mean, of course, if I didn't have the 5 second penalty, then I think I would have been. And also, we lost a little bit of time, I think, in the pit stop. So I think lots of different things could have happened today, but it didn't. And we will assess it and try to figure out how we can move forwards.
Here goes Sebastian Vettel then, round the final corner. Hamilton's got a bit of time in hand, but is it enough? Sebastian Vettel puts his Ferrari on pole. Hamilton can get on pole and he can't. Ferrari, for the first time since France in 2008, have locked out the front row.
Yes, 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 yes. Woo-hoo!
It's lights out and away we go then. Sebastian Vettel leads them away. Lewis Hamilton gets a decent start. Slips almost into the path of Kimi Räikkönen there. And he's got 3 abreast with a Red Bull to one side of Daniel Ricciardo. Sebastian Vettel racing away then down towards the first turn. And Valtteri Bottas has got into the lead. The Haas of Romain Grosjean and Jolyon Palmer also involved in contact. Racing once again at Sochi. Safety car is in.
Where are we losing the most compared to Bottas?
Sector 1 mainly, sector 1. Okay, Lewis, we are borderline on temps.
Why is my car overheating, guys?
We think other cars are struggling as well.
Keep me up to date, please.
It's car number 77, Valtteri Bottas to go on to the super soft tyre.
We are staying out, pace is very good, stay there.
So Vettel stops on lap 34. So we now have a Ferrari out there on 7 lap younger tyres. That could be significant.
9.1 for Bottas, nearly 1 second faster. He has a big plus spot on the left front.
One little mistake there might just have cost Valtteri Bottas the chance of winning this race.
Very good middle sector, he's impressive, keep pushing pressure on him, he will make a mistake, 4 tenths slower than you.
We're on the final lap. Sebastian Vettel will need to clear Felipe Massa into turn 4, and he can't quite do it. Well, not cleanly anyway, manages to get past him.
What's that?
Yeah, we saw that, keep your head down.
For the first time ever, Valtteri Bottas wins the Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel comes home in 2nd place.
P2. Strong race, well done.
Yeah, so with the Williams at the end, but grazie a tutti, grande lavoro.
I'm not frustrated, I'm pretty happy. I think, we executed a good race. We tried everything, obviously, with the start. Yeah, maybe we're hoping for a worse start for Valtteri, but that's how it goes. But overall, it's exciting. I think it's a good battle. It's his first Grand Prix win, so let's not talk about whatever myself or things like that. It's his day. He deserves to win. He drove a fantastic race, no mistakes. I think he locked up once into 13. But other than that, really a superb race. Great first stint. He was a lot quicker than Lewis all weekend, so you just have to, give it to him, give credit to him. He had a fantastic weekend and was just better than all the rest of us today.
And it's lights out and away we go. Hamilton gets away well, so does Bottas. Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel now are level. Sebastian Vettel does manage to get ahead. Sebastian Vettel ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Sebastian Vettel then leads them away from Hamilton, from Bottas.
Okay, Lewis, this is critical time in the race now, so just give it everything you got. I know you're pushing hard.
Keep it to it, Mono.
It might be a two-horse race, Crofty, but it looks like it's shaping up to be a real head-to-head.
Sebastian Vettel stops. Did Mercedes push Ferrari into the undercut?
This is going to be so close. He's got to pass this Red Bull. So that was an important move.
You get the feeling Mercedes are going to need to bring Hamilton in as Hamilton stops, and is that the medium tyres that have gone on? Yes, it is.
How far ahead is Vettel?
So Vettel currently 7.5 seconds ahead. We're on the medium tyre. We're going to have opportunities at the end.
Bottas will go wide with that one. Bottas will go wide. Vettel will be going mad inside that cockpit. Can he get a better run this time?
And Sebastian Vettel goes onto the grass this time. Sebastian Vettel on the inside does manage to get past. I get the feeling Lewis Hamilton's going to get past his teammate a lot easier than Sebastian Vettel.
They will need to be closing the gap.
I don't think I can close the gap with this high, guys.
Massa and Van Dorn! A virtual safety car has been deployed. Lewis Hamilton then to get rid of those medium compound tyres and say, right, we get to the end on that set of softs.
Ferrari coming in now, but if you pit now, while your rivals are flat out, can go flat out down the pit straight.
See, he's going to lose a lot more time here now because it's under racing speed.
Sebastian Vettel, Lewis Hamilton, and Hamilton gets forced off the track. Who's going to come out in front? It's Sebastian Vettel in front.
I was more than alongside him, half alongside him, pushed me wide.
Vettel blocks him up on the inside. Hamilton goes round the outside and swoops into the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix.
No chance, like a train.
Hamilton wins the Spanish Grand Prix.
Get in there, Lewis. What a race, mate. What a race. That was an awesome drive. Awesome drive, pal.
Guys, what can I say? Fantastic job this weekend. Thank you so much. Strategy was on point, pit stops just all weekend. I really, really appreciate all the hard work and took my back in the factory.
Yeah, I mean, the first stint, I think, was able to manage my tyres and stay relatively close, and then the second stint was a little bit difficult to keep up the pace with him with the medium tyre, and then at the end came out so close together, which very, very close into turn one. I gave you space, otherwise we would have touched.
I gave you space too.
Yeah, not really, but. Definitely didn't give me much space, but it was, it was close. It was cool.
It's still here. So.
Yeah, just.
Someone's hit the wall, and it is Stoffel Van Dorn. It puts Hamilton out of qualifying two. It's a yellow flag. All the drivers have to back off.
Hamilton will start probably 13th after Button's penalties.
Championship leader crosses the line. He's not made it onto pole. Kimi Räikkönen keeps that pole position. Kimi is back on top. It's lights out, away we go. It's Kimi Räikkönen from Vettel, Bottas, Verstappen and Ricciardo in the top five.
Just have to get close to these guys.
Yeah, copy that, Lewis. Just look after the car, look after the tyres. Our race comes later.
Super soft tyres going on. Kimi Räikkönen's Ferrari.
If it's a perfect Ferrari stop, Vettel will emerge in the lead.
Sebastian Vettel, championship leader, comes back out onto the track. There comes his teammate Kimi Räikkönen. Since 2001, well today they have. Sebastian Vettel wins the Monaco Grand Prix.
Yes. Grazie ragazzi, grande lavoro. The 2 laps with the old tires, I was giving everything I had.
it's not over, guys. Just take these points.
Hamilton breaks for one more chicane, rides the curbs, avoids the wall of champions. The man who took his first pole in Montreal in 2007 has extended his advantage.
In here, he got off the brake pedal quickly, bit of cadence braking then.
Is it going to be pole position today? Can he hope for it? He can hope as much as he wants. He's not going to get it today. Lewis Hamilton's matched Ayrton Senna's career record.
The Senna family wanted to give you something to congratulate you on equaling Ayrton's record. It's not a replica. It's race worn from your hero to you.
It's lights out and away we go. Excellent start from Sebastian Vettel. Lewis Hamilton covers him and outside goes Max Verstappen. Straight into the barriers goes Carlos Sainz and also Felipe Massa.
I think I have damage on the front wing.
We need to box and change it.
Yeah, but maybe we can delay that, stop a little bit.
It's too dangerous, so box now.
The track is clear, we can go racing again. Something's flown straight off one of the front wings as Verstappen tries to go around the outside of Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton just cuts him off. Verstappen has to stay in second place. Is there a problem in his Sebastian Vettel's front wing?
Hey, Pet.
Are you at full speed? And we are considering plan B.
Yeah, I'm at full speed. The tires are pretty warm. It's had quite a lot of fight.
Sebastian Vettel pits. Kimi Räikkönen is now down into 7th. Sebastian Vettel is up into 6th.
So Vettel back in P6.
Ocon is going to try and have a go again, but look, here comes Sebastian Vettel into turn 1. Vettel down the inside, forces Ocon wide. Now Ocon goes off the track. Sergio Perez ahead of Vettel, but he's going to come back on the track. He's going to have a go. Sebastian Vettel down the inside on Sergio Perez. What a move again from the championship leader. Lewis Hamilton takes the checkered flag and wins the Canadian Grand Prix.
Nice work, Lewis. Excellent race, mate.
Fantastic job, guys. Well deserved. Great points for the team.
Nice race, nice recovery, but I think the car deserves more today. Grazie a tutti.
It's lights out and away we go. Valtteri Bottas pointing towards Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton gets away well though and cuts Bottas off down the inside. Goes Sebastian Vettel, tries to get the car under control. Contact there, Kimi Räikkönen with one of the Red Bulls, I think it is.
I thought it was a Mercedes.
And this is the problem Valtteri Bottas has got with his front right tyre.
Back to the pits.
Is that okay, Valtteri?
If you stop for a nose change.
The safety car is driving so slow, it's dangerous for us.
There is Danny Kvyat, stopped by the side of the track. The safety car is coming out. A lot of activity in the pit lane as well. Right, so there goes Hamilton. Also coming in, Sebastian Vettel.
Lewis, that was pretty close on that last restart.
Close to what?
The safety car and safety car line 1.
Trust me, it wasn't.
Lewis is backing up the pack a little bit, and he went into him.
He brake tested me. What the hell is going on?
Vettel literally just came alongside me and turned in and hit me.
He might have lost a bit of front wing there, Sebastian Vettel, and he's saying to Hamilton, what did you do?
I have damage, I think.
Tidy off and focus on the restart. We will check.
We get racing once again. Hamilton then leads them down the straight. Sergio Perez already pulling out to the right-hand side. He's after Vettel. Felipe Massa's after Vettel. And as we see Sebastian Vettel under pressure now down the inside, goes Felipe Massa in the Williams. Can't quite get past him, but he still might hang on in there. The two Force Indians scrapping away. Perez has lost a place to Massa, and Vettel somehow manages to hang on to second place. Well done, Massa, as the two Force Indians collide there, and there's big damage.
Both damaged.
To Perez's front wing.
Both damaged.
Well, and they have red flags. The drivers will now come into the pit lane whilst the marshals get a proper chance to clear up this track with all the bits of carbon fibre. And now they can start going once again. Hamilton then ahead of Sebastian Vettel.
Okay, Lewis, looks like headrest is just a little bit loose at the back. Just see if you can pull it into position on the straight.
I'll tell you what, if that flies out, he'll be obliged to pit.
Well, have I had a technical flag yet?
So we've been instructed we have to pit to this lap.
We have a 10-second stop and go penalty for dangerous driving. So we need to pay in 2 laps from now.
When did I do dangerous driving then?
We speak after now. Keep your head down and mode box.
Sebastian Vettel has got a 10-second stop-go penalty for dangerous driving. Hamilton coming down the main straight, we can see there. Here comes Sebastian Vettel. He is just ahead of Lewis Hamilton.
10-second penalty is not enough for driver behaviour like that. You know that, Charlie.
You give me an explanation when I did dangerous driving.
We speak after now. Keep your head down.
And now Lewis Hamilton switches to the inside. Thought about it for a moment. Now Sebastian Vettel goes down the inside, gets past Fernando Alonso. Has Hamilton got some decent acceleration and traction out of turn 2 to power down that straight and get past Alonso? He has. So Sebastian Vettel still ahead of Hamilton, but for how much longer?
Valtteri's not fighting anyone ahead. You need to have him slow down just enough that he gives bad weight.
Copy Lewis, Valtteri's trying to catch Stroll. We don't want to give DRS.
A crazy, chaotic, amazing race, full of incidents. For Daniel Ricciardo, the checkered flag is there. He wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Well, recovery, the car was really good in the race. I don't get it why I was done 10 seconds. 10 seconds penalty.
I think it was quite obvious. I mean, I don't run in the back of him on purpose. I damaged my wing. I think he had a little bit of damage as well.
He says you brake tested him. What's your point?
I didn't. I control the pace, so like all the other restarts, I slow down in the same spot.
Did you turn in deliberately?
Well, I think it was very clear. I think in the end we're racing with men, so I don't have radio to him, but I think if we get a penalty, then we should both get a penalty.
Why were you surprised then you got a penalty for dangerous driving?
I think whatever I guess it was the running in the back of him, but you know, same for him with the brake checking. So well, grown-ups, we're men, so emotions running high in the car. But we want to race wheel to wheel, but not when it's the restart.
He said that it was a point to prove about being men. He felt that you brake checked him. That was going to be his revenge. What should the sanctions be?
Well, I mean, if he wants to prove that he's a man, I think we should do it out of the car, face to face.
I don't have a problem with him. I think it's just one action today that was wrong. And I think if I got penalised, then he should get penalised.
Imagine all the young kids that are watching Formula 1 today and see that kind of behaviour from a four-time world champion. Yeah.
10 seconds is an awful long time when you stand there and you have nothing to do. So
there's a long way to go, and it's hammer time, that's for sure.
Bottas with a 1:04.2, so goes even faster.
Bottas deserved that pole again. Hamilton would have started third without his gearbox penalty.
It's Valtteri Bottas with his second career pole position. Happiness for Sebastian Vettel alongside him. The nearest title challenger to Vettel will start in P8. It's lights out and away we go. Excellent start from Valtteri Bottas, and already Daniel Ricciardo is right on the tail of Sebastian Vettel. Which way is he going to go? Bottas leads him into turn 1 ahead of Vettel.
I think he jumped the start. Okay, understood.
Ooh, what a start! Lewis Hamilton up into 6th place.
DRS, slipstream.
Is he going to go
with this?
Yeah. And does. Round the outside. Lewis Hamilton into turn 4, goes up into 5th place and past Romain Grosjean.
He is 4.2 behind Ricciardo, 4.2 behind Ricciardo.
Any update on his jump start?
He's under investigation.
Box, 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 do the opposite to right. Box, 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 do the opposite to right.
Hamilton at the moment, having passed the start-finish line.
Vettel 0.8 of a second behind Bottas in the lead, and Hamilton 0.8 of a second behind Ricciardo in 3rd place. One Mercedes under pressure, the other giving pressure.
Hamilton goes very deep and now gets a decent exit.
He's got
coming
a great
out
chance now.
of turn 3. You're right, Martin. He's right on Ricciardo's tail. He's alongside the Red Bull. Is he past the Red Bull? Inside line for Ricciardo. Bottas squirming around, hasn't got the grip that he wants, holding off Sebastian Vettel for what is a thrilling climax. Crosses the line. It's Bottas from Vettel, and completing the podium places, Daniel Ricciardo comes home to hold off Lewis Hamilton. It's lights out and away we go, and Hamilton gets away clear from Raikkonen and Vettel. Can Max Verstappen dueling with Sebastian Vettel as they go through village? It's Hamilton from Raikkonen. Round the outside goes Max Verstappen. Inside Sebastian Vettel. Huge pressure from the Red Bull driver, and it pays off. He gets past Vettel before the start of the Wellington Straight.
Now here's Vettel putting another move on Verstappen.
Is he close enough? Is he close enough? He's gaining, he's going down the inside. Sebastian Vettel through Stowe. Has Vettel made that move on Verstappen? Sting Verstappen goes off the track. He's still just ahead. The crowd are loving this. Into the rail chicane we go. Vettel gets pushed on the track. Verstappen's on the track himself.
That was another move on the braking.
Sebastian Vettel, Ferrari, trying the undercut. Something around the 2-second mark would be good. Driver stops on his marks, tyres a change, soft tyre goes on. And is it quicker? There comes Sebastian Vettel now, and the Ferrari is ahead of Verstappen.
Bottas is going to be challenging down into Stowe. Vettel's going to make him go the long way.
He's getting the toe, he's going to try and go around the outside. Valtteri Bottas, he's great into Stowe. Has he got past Vettel? Oh, they almost touch wheels as he comes back onto the track. Vettel stays ahead. Oh, and then locks up massively. He's going to do it this time because he was that much closer.
I have no more fronts. They've been blistering for 20 laps.
Well, Raikkonen behind Vettel. Has he got a puncture?
He's got a puncture. Front left.
And Sebastian Vettel's gone off, and maybe it is getting slippy. He's got a puncture too. What is causing these punctures? Lewis Hamilton, once a four-time winner of the British Grand Prix. It's a fifth British Grand Prix win for Hamilton at Silverstone.
Beautiful work there, mate. Lovely job. Home Grand Prix, mate. Can't beat it, can you?
Fantastic job, guys. Fantastic job all weekend. And what can I say about these fans? We've got the best fans here. Thank you, everyone who turned up. I see you out there. Thank you. God bless you.
Round the final turn, has he got any better than a 1:16.2? No, it's a 1:16.278. What about Raikkonen? Misses out, it's a Ferrari. Front row lockout in Hungary on this Saturday afternoon.
Yes, pole position, P1. Grazie. I lost the front a bit in the last sector. It was really good the last lap.
Lights on ahead of the drivers, and it's lights out, and away we go. Kimi gets away very well, but Sebastian Vettel moves across to cut him off, and then Valtteri Bottas just behind Kimi Raikkonen, and on the inside Daniel Ricciardo, and Lewis Hamilton now having a look down the inside, locking up just a little bit as the two Ferraris lead them into turn one. Sebastian Vettel. Bottas from Verstappen and Hamilton, and Alonso and Sainz really going for it. Verstappen has got Hamilton all over his tail. Can he slip down the inside? And Verstappen blocks him off.
Radio check, radio check. We're having IT issues in the garage.
Clear. Good to have you back.
The steering is hanging to the left when I go straight.
Is it getting worse or is it stable?
I thought it's getting worse. Because obviously Mercedes is catching. He has handling issues at the minute, Kimi. He's struggling with his handling.
Try to avoid heavy curbing.
Radio check.
Oh, I've got your back, Lewis. Yeah, I can hear you, mate.
Okay, man, look, I got a lot of pace. Now let me use it. I don't know why the Ferraris are slow. I don't know why.
But yeah, keep your head down. Race is going to come to us. Just keep your tyres in good shape. And yeah, things will start happening soon.
If I can't catch them and get past them, have to let him back past, or just let me know when I can race Valtteri.
Yeah, copy, Lewis. Yeah, we are looking at it. We are managing it. We'll let you know. Okay, Lewis, Valtteri's going to let you past into turn one. You can go strap mode 3. Ferraris are just up ahead.
DRS.
Right, he's got it this
Hamilton.
time.
He has got it this time, and he can put his foot down and try and get ever closer to Kimi Raikkonen.
So we've been given 5 more laps. 5 more laps. Front calipers are reaching the limit.
And in his 50th race for the Scuderia, Sebastian Vettel rounds the final corner and wins the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Hai un'altra bandiera, Maranello, vai! Grazie, forza Ferrari.
Valtteri Bottas is allowed past his teammate to take his place on the podium. Lewis Hamilton finishes 4th.
Lewis, it's James. Thank you very, very much for doing that. You did a really good race, mate. Well done.
this his 200th race weekend. He's on provisional pole at the moment, and the time the rest have to beat is a 1:42.5 by Lewis Hamilton. It's a new track record. There is Sebastian Vettel, the man who will now try and deny Lewis Hamilton that record, equaling 68th pole position in Formula One. Vettel crosses the line, and it's second. Lewis Hamilton, it is the equaling record pole position, 68 in Formula One for Michael Schumacher, and now for Lewis Hamilton as well. It's lights out, away we go. Lewis Hamilton into turn one, in the lead. Up Rally on we go. Hamilton leads Vettel, who's got a good slipstream now. Vettel challenging into the licol. Lewis Hamilton stays out in front.
For the moment, we can go with him, no problem.
Perez and Ocon, all as we go down and right on board with Ocon towards Eau Rouge, and once again
debris all over the track. We're going to have to see, I think, a safety car.
Vettel's weaving behind me. Why is this safety car driving so slow?
Racing again. Hamilton leads this race then from Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian Vettel's got a really good slipstream now, going down through Eau Rouge at 200 miles an hour. Sebastian Vettel pulls to one side. The championship leader is alongside Lewis Hamilton. The championship leader edges ahead. Hamilton fights back. Hamilton protects the lead. As he reaches the line now, Hamilton wins in Spa on this Sunday afternoon.
Get in there, Lewis. Fantastic work, Lewis. Really good result. P2, Sebastian. P2, strong race. Nearly there. Well done.
The last restart, I was too close. Should have been further back. Oh, grazie davvero, grazie.
Would love to get pole out right though as he crosses the line now. It's the record for Lewis Hamilton, 69 poles in Formula One. Michael Schumacher's record goes here at Monza this afternoon. Ferrari, they will be absolutely gutted. Raikkonen only 7th, Vettel 8th. It's lights out and away we go. Hamilton does get away well. Stroll already coming under pressure as Hamilton cuts him off from Esteban Ocon. Sebastian Vettel has lost places at the start. He's tucked in behind Bottas and Kimi Raikkonen as Hamilton goes into turn one. Sebastian Vettel through the first of the Lesmos does get ahead of Kimi Raikkonen. He's got DRS. Has Sebastian Vettel put himself up and into the podium places? Yes, he has. It's been an absolute breeze for Hamilton today. He takes the championship lead for the first time in 2017 and wins the Italian Grand Prix.
Get in there, Lewis. It's just a walk in the park. P3, Sebastian. P3. Well done.
Grazie ragazzi, tanti tifosi, grazie a tifosi. Last 15-20 laps after I went off, something was wrong, so that's why I went up and down on engine.
You had some pace there, huh?
Yeah, we're not so quick.
At the end, you picked up some pace, no?
I think I had an issue at the end, but yeah, I think we were around half seconds at least down. But you didn't push at the end.
No,
exactly.
I want to go.
Who? That was very good. So enjoy then.
Sebastian Vettel of Germany
I'm not too stressed and very much looking forward to the next races. I know this team has still got a lot in them, and we need to keep pushing, no doubt. Mercedes is very strong and a little bit ahead at the moment, but you know, it's not the end of the season.
Will you take the championship lead back in Singapore?
Well, I can't make any promises, and to be honest, lead or no lead, for sure it's better to be in the lead, but the most important is to lead after the last race. The rest, nobody remembers.
Lewis Hamilton was 5th fastest, stays 5th fastest, even though he improves his time. That's not what he needed as Sebastian Vettel crosses the line. He increases his advantage over the rest. Can he be beaten by Ricciardo? No, he can't.
P1 Sebastian, pole position. Nice one, nice one.
Yes! Ragazzi, che grande! Such excitement in the car yesterday. Yeah.
Did you think you were lucky? We saw that kiss on the barrier.
Well, I got away with it, so, but yeah, it was a very exciting session. Very happy that obviously in the end we had the result and we got pole, so now looking forward to the race.
So many fans here. You enjoy Singapore?
I do. I love the track, I love the place, and yeah, I think it just looks beautiful when the lights
Let's
go
hurry
on.
up and get out of here. We've got a race to do.
I'm so sorry.
You guys want to see a race, right?
I bet they do. I know they do.
11.
Well, look at that. Sebastian, have a great race. Your pole sitter this evening.
Lights out, away we go. Verstappen gets an excellent start. Sebastian Vettel needs to cover him off. Kimi Raikkonen on the inside, and he's crashed with Verstappen. He's hit Vettel as well. Raikkonen is out before the first corner, and he's gone into the Red Bull there as well. Carnage as Fernando Alonso gets involved. Vettel going backwards. He is off. Sebastian Vettel has lost his front wing. Disaster for him. Look at the damage on the left-hand
He's got
side.
to pull over. He's pouring fluid out the back of the car. He's got a damaged radiator from when he hit his teammate.
Spun, lost the car. I think I have damage on the...
Big damage on the side pod. Stop the car.
You sure?
Yes, you know, without water pressure.
I confirm I stopped the car, correct?
Yes, stop the car now.
Okay, sorry guys. P0. Sorry. I'm really sorry.
Well, it was very short. I had an average start, I think not ideal, a bit conservative, maybe too conservative in the beginning. Then I saw Max trying to chase down to the first corner. And the next thing I hear is, I feel and hear is contact, and then that was it. I was still able to carry on, but the damage that happened at the start was making us stop.
Victory number 60. Hamilton wins in Singapore and is 28 points clear at the top of the championship. Ferrari's pain, Hamilton's gain.
Get in there, Lewis. What an awesome drive, mate. Can't wish for better than that.
Guys, what can I say? Turnaround today. Fantastic job with the strategy. Thank you so much for all the hard work and the continued belief in me.
Yeah, I lost drive. Let me know what to do. I can limp back.
Charge button on.
Oh, that makes it worse.
Okay, box.
It's over for qualifying for Sebastian Vettel. He's going to start last. Hamilton crosses the line. It's a 1:30.1. So Kimi Raikkonen's got 2 and a bit tenths to try and make up to dislodge Lewis Hamilton. Here comes Kimi across the line, and he misses out by the slenderest of margins, by 4/100ths of a second. And it's Hamilton on pole. Kimi Raikkonen has a turbo issue. And it's lights out and away we go. Ricciardo gets away well from the back, so does Magnussen too. But it's Hamilton in the lead and Ricciardo slips behind his teammate Verstappen. Down towards turn 1 we go. Verstappen on the inside of Hamilton. It's the lead of the race from Max Verstappen. Vettel ahead of Bottas after the round of pit stops. As Vettel goes down the inside, Ricciardo tries to cover him off.
Attack now, attack now.
Let me do it.
Max Verstappen wins the Grand Prix and takes the Malaysia Grand Prix for Red Bull.
Is that possible? Stroll is not looking where he's going. He completely shunted into my car.
He's coming home here, Martin, with one wheel on the back of his car.
Broken.
What a bunch of idiots. I'm stopped in turn 5. Would you believe it? Would you believe it?
Yeah, we can see it.
Unbelievable.
We can see it.
Unbelievable.
Vettel does start well. Hamilton might have to move over to cover him, and he does so. It's Hamilton who leads Sebastian Vettel, and then comes Max Verstappen. Goes the Red Bull on Sebastian Vettel. What a move by Max Verstappen. Hamilton out in front, now Verstappen in second.
And Vettel's struggling for pace at the moment as well. Trying to get around the outside. Difficult from that position for Ocon.
And now Ocon has got to defend against Ricciardo.
Vettel's got a major problem, major engine problem.
I'm back on, correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I still have the same issue out of 9.
If he's still struggling for power, the Force India of Perez will be past him.
Here he goes. Sebastian Vettel has been overtaken by Sergio Perez and just holds off. Felipe Massa is into turn 1, they go.
Box, Sebastian, box. We retire the car, I'm afraid.
Hamilton wins the Japanese Grand Prix. It is a 59-point lead at the top of the championship now, with 4 races to go for Hamilton.
Get in there, Lewis boy. Beautiful work, lovely managed race. That's a fantastic result.
It's wrong to be too critical of the team, Sebastian, given the step that's been taken this year.
Well, it's normally you're critical, especially if things go wrong, so it's part of our job, but you know, I think I need to protect them. We've done an incredible job so far, obviously bitter the last 2 races with the reliability issues, but you know, it's like that sometimes. Of course it hurts, and we're all disappointed, but now I think the best is to get back, get some rest, and then yeah, go flat out for the last 4 races and see what happens.
Although you stand on the threshold of your 4th Drivers' World Championship this weekend, does a part of you regret that the fight has sort of gone out of it now with all the misfortunes that Vettel and Ferrari suffered on the Asian leg in Singapore, Malaysia and Japan?
No, I don't feel any type of way about it.
I mean, obviously you've got such a massive margin now. There was such a tension throughout the season up to September, but there's much less tension now from your point of view approaching the races.
Nothing's changed for me, man. Everything's exactly the same as it was going into the last race, into the second half of the season. It's exactly the same mentally for me. So maybe it's changed from your perspective, but for me it hasn't.
Lewis, you've talked about being on another level since the summer break. I was just wondering what's changed for you within the team and maybe for you personally over that break and into these races that's allowed you to operate on that high level of consistency?
I think it's just been I think it's just really been that confidence of, obviously, as I said, just understanding the car a lot better this year, particularly in the second half of the season, knowing its strengths and weaknesses. And then I would say we're constantly evolving the process in which we work together, myself and my engineers. So we often hit the ground running with a balance that I'm more comfortable with, which then naturally helps you just easily step forward easier throughout the weekend in the right direction. And otherwise, just on my driving side, I don't know. I think you know, there's a lot of positive things happening in my life. A lot of really interesting things that are forecast over these next 18 months, and so I guess that's an exciting and uplifting thing. And there's so I'm arriving at these races generally with an abundance of positivity. Helps keep your mind in the right place. And obviously, I have, you know, the team Toto and the team Mercedes have been incredibly supportive of all the different things that I'm into and the things that I do and the way I move, which enables me to be in that position. So, which I much appreciated.
Lewis, Ferrari seems to be fallen in a technical crisis in the last few races. Do you expect them to react here, and Sebastian can be a strong fighter in the end of the season as well?
I think he's been a strong fighter all year, and just because he's obviously had a few issues technically, but I think still the car is as good as it's always been. For sure they'll have some sort of upgrade coming into this weekend. They've definitely had a couple of hiccups, but I anticipate they'll be very strong this weekend and for the last 4 races. So that's why nothing changes for me. I still got to continue to keep the pressure on, and there's no reason to back out. Just got to keep pushing forwards.
It's lights out, away we go. Vettel gets away faster. Lewis Hamilton has to move over to cover him, but has he moved over enough? Sebastian Vettel has got the inside line here, squeezes into the lead. Hamilton in second, Bottas round the outside of Ricciardo, and Vettel leads down the hill, then the Ferrari with an excellent start. He's half a second quicker on this lap, Hamilton. He's going down the inside, Hamilton. He's taking the lead of the Grand Prix as Lewis Hamilton. The lead has changed hands, and this is desperate, desperate stuff for Ferrari, who were rather hoping to be moving away from Hamilton, to be extending the advantage. And now Sebastian Vettel sees that silver arrow disappear off into the distance.
I've got blistering on the front left.
Down to the pits. Sebastian Vettel's in.
Yeah, Vettel pits, Crofty, because I think they were scared that Mercedes were going to try and undercut them.
Hamilton now pits. Not surprising, really, given the lap times that Sebastian Vettel has been setting. And look, here comes Sebastian Vettel right now. And it is very close indeed. Hamilton will stay ahead of the Ferrari.
It's a little bit close, guys. Why did you allow him to get so close?
Think about plan B.
Understood, we are thinking.
I'm not saying do it immediately, I'm just saying about it.
Understood, now the best option is to go to the end, but we are thinking.
Sebastian Vettel in the pit stop here. Ferrari have reacted with Sebastian Vettel to what Red Bull did.
Keep me up to date, what you need me to do. Tyres are still good.
Bottas covers him off really well. Now Vettel goes around the outside. Sebastian Vettel with some really good traction. Out of turn 1, does get past Valtteri Bottas. And you can just see into turn 1, Raikkonen takes a very nice wide line there, and Sebastian Vettel is let through. Hamilton wins the US Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel comes home to take second place.
Get in there, Lewis. Beautiful work, mate. Excellent drive there.
Great job, guys. Oh, that was so much fun today. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. To all the fans, thanks for all the support.
Yeah, great work yourself, Lewis. Mercedes world champions.
You guys, everyone in the garage and back of the factory, you guys have worked so hard this year. You truly deserve it. So proud to be a part of it. Thank you.
Well, I think if you put it into your terms, you know, swimming upstream for a long time during the season and coming into the second half of the season, I still feel I've been swimming upstream, just fitter and healthier and stronger mentally and overall. So just a stronger swimmer, I would say. But of course, riding the wave of reliability, great reliability, great teamwork, and yeah, I think I've been performing the best ever, particularly the second half of the season, which is usually the case. So usually the second half of the season is often my strongest, but this has definitely been the strongest of my second half of seasons. So, I've enjoyed the battle the whole way through. I think to at the beginning, you know, constantly fighting, and Sebastian always being up ahead. I get close within 6 points, and then he pulls another ahead by 14 or whatever it is. So. But I was confident that at some stage we would get closer, and then it flipped over, and then I was keen to not let it switch the other way again. So just kept the pedal to the metal, basically.
Well, I mean, we still have a chance. Obviously, it's not in our hands as much as we'd like to, but we have, you know, it would be a wasted opportunity if we stand here and say that there's no way we can do it. There is a way. I know that there are a lot of things that need to happen, but sometimes, you know, these things do happen, so we'll see. I mean, for us it's fairly straightforward. We're coming here, we try to win. On paper it should be a bit better here. Let's see if that's the case, but overall I think we have a car we can fight with. Last weekend was a bit tough. Yeah, the race especially was worse than we expected. We found a thing that wasn't right, but you know, overall I think we have the ingredients to win.
And this is going to have to count for Lewis Hamilton, because I don't think he'll get to the checkered flag in time. Sebastian Vettel's up through the middle sector there, and he's pumping in another decent lap as Hamilton now crosses the line and doesn't improve on his time. Best Hamilton can hope for is third on the grid this weekend. Sebastian Vettel now going through the final corner. Can he leapfrog Max Verstappen onto pole position? Yes, he can. By 8/100ths of a second and a new track record, Sebastian Vettel puts his Ferrari on pole.
Yes, it's pole position.
Yes.
It was a difficult session, but it was fun. It was challenging. It was great to see how close we all were, and at the end, obviously, I think the gap was really a couple of tenths, but that's still quite significant here.
What was it that you felt that you were lacking, if anything, out there, or were the others just quicker?
Just grip. It's just overall grip.
In terms of tomorrow, how do you approach that? Same as always?
Yep. I'm going to try. It's a long way down to turn 1, so if I can hopefully practice works tomorrow to get a better start. I mean, Sebastian got a better start than me in the last race, so I'm hoping to do the same this weekend.
And is tomorrow all about the win for this race? You'll still go for the win?
I will be going for the win. I mean, that's what I'm racing for. I'm not racing to finish anywhere else, but after turn 1, it's pretty difficult to overtake. You need a 1.4 second delta to the car in front. So, and you can't follow because the car gets too hot here. So, and the brakes get too hot. So it's going to be an interesting one. But I hope at the start we have some fun.
Lights out and away we go, and Vettel gets away very well indeed. Lewis Hamilton hot on his tail, and Max Verstappen tries to cover him off. Valtteri Bottas has Kimi Raikkonen for company. Verstappen breaks the toe, and now he's going wheel to wheel with Vettel. Hamilton's coming up on the outside as well. Vettel into turn one. Verstappen round the outside. Hamilton in third place. Verstappen and Vettel touch once again, but this time Vettel picks up a little bit of damage as his front wing there touches Verstappen, and there's more carbon fibre on the track.
Yes, an awful start for Vettel. He's got a lot of damage already. Will he have damaged the right rear tyre?
Valtteri Bottas in a second, and Hamilton's got problems.
Flat tyre.
Copy Lewis, box.
Hamilton's got a puncture on his right rear tyre. Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel coming together. This is an awful start for Lewis Hamilton, who's going to have to now try and limp back to the pits. There's Stoffel Van Dorn overtaking him in the Mclaren in the Sauber, then at Marcus Ericsson.
He hit me deliberately.
Not sure, Lewis.
And Vettel is coming in for a nose change, as you can see, because of the damage to the front left part of his front wing. Lewis Hamilton, his race has taken an awful battering, but in the terms of the championship, it is still advantage Hamilton. And there goes Vettel under braking round the corner with Felipe Massa. Now he's gone off the track, so and he's got ahead.
Hand it straight back. Seriously, are we developing auto scooter here? Sort of, it's fun to push the other guy off the track and my nose ahead. Stay focused. I am focused, don't worry.
It's crazy to be fighting for this position.
Far behind him. So 29 seconds to Vettel on the ultra soft net.
How am I further away? What position do I need?
He needs at least P2.
Is that possible for him?
Negative.
Position am I?
So you're currently in P10.
Is he going to go from that far back? Yes, he is. Down the inside goes Vettel, locks up, goes wide, stays on the track. Nice move from Sebastian Vettel. He's right behind you, Lance, and now he's going to pull over to the right-hand side. He does. He goes down the inside.
Give me 23 seconds in front, keep it up at 20.0.
How many seconds you said?
23.
Mamma mia, it's a little bit too much.
Here goes Hamilton trying again, and he's going to try around the outside again. Heavy braking into turn one, and this time Fernando Alonso and Hamilton do touch, and there was damage to one of the cars. I think it was from the right-hand side of Hamilton's Mercedes. Alonso forcing him around the outside, not making it easy at all. But now Hamilton with DRS goes down towards turn four, gets ahead of Fernando Alonso, and Alonso fights back. Hamilton is forced wide, now has the inside line, didn't leave the track fully. That's great driving from Lewis Hamilton. What a show those two have put on for 9th place.
I gave you space too.
He brake tested me.
Vettel literally just came alongside me and turned in and hit me.
Vettel going backwards.
Sorry, I'm really sorry.
Max Verstappen wins the Mexican Grand Prix for Red Bull. Hamilton has been formidable. He has been the force, and he crosses the line now to become the 4-time world champion. Lewis Hamilton does it in 2017, and he can scarcely believe what has happened for this season.
Get in there, Lewis, champion of the world.
Lewis, this is total, not the race we wanted, but who cares? Congratulations, 4-time world champion.
Nicky Lewis, thank you. 4-time, thank you.
I'd like to say a big thanks to everyone in this team. What you've done the past couple of years is just remarkable, and I'm just so grateful for all your hard work this year. God bless you.
Still our eyes, I think, just don't give up. to never give up. And I was going back to when my dad put me in the boxing ring when I was younger, and this kid beat the crap out of me. My nose was bleeding, and I didn't want to go back in. And it felt very, very similar to turn 3 today. I got the puncher. Could have easily resorted to giving up, making mistakes, but I remembered that moment, and I was like, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm still going to give it everything, so that when I cross the line, I can be proud of myself, and I definitely am.
Yeah, but it's not about me. It's not about us. It's about Lewis today. So it's his day. He won the championship, and he well deserves to do so. So yeah, I don't think you should talk about anything else today. But I tried everything to get back and score somehow enough points to keep the title open. But obviously, the moment when you cross the line, you could say that I should have realized much sooner. But the moment you cross the line is tough. But then again, it's not about me. It's Lewis's day. So he deserves everything that he achieved this year. I think we had a strong year so far. We have a strong car, but here and there probably we missed out to maximize on that.
More of a challenge. There's harder times ahead, and I like that. I love that. That's challenging, and it'd be so boring without it.